Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, Zach, the Rat Pack Squad cometh. Elias, what's up, buddy?
Eat the rat. Yeah, eat the rat. He should join. He's got experience with rats in that capacity.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays we do it live. Saturdays we post it later. We got a gaggle of episodes, a whole catalog for people to go back to listen to. We like that your people are tuning in now live. This is getting fun. And share the episodes. We want you to tell a friend, tell a family member, or if you see a construction worker and maybe they're catcalling somebody, tell them that's not acceptable. And we have a podcast they should listen to because we like when people love us, but we love when people hate us.
But if someone catcalled you, it would be the highlight of your day.
I don't know.
They called me nice ass and meant it. You fucking love it.
I've had this conversation before where I think people that do that are a little thirsty. And
they're a lot thirsty. You know who
I'm dehydrated.
Are? The ones who will enjoy it. Like you who will lap it up.
Got a great episode planned for today. But before we get into it, Zach, I realize my beer is about 10 feet that way. Why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
I don't even have a beer. So from the furthest depths of the back of the fridge brewery, because I was going to the store today to get 6 new beers or 6 beers that I'll have for 6 straight days. It's a monsoon, so we didn't do that. So I wanted to go see what we have, and left over from some goddamn bet I lost is this clear bullshit. 2 Robbers, Craft Hard Seltzer, Black Cherry. I remember not liking it, but I got one left, so let's fire it.
That's amazing. Now, you know you don't get credit in advance if you lose a bet. That this is just on you.
I had nothing else. It was this or like a Chardonnay. So let's do this.
You know it.
Wifing it. By the way, is that a hockey player or does he have payas? The guy.
It is a hockey player. Wait, you want to talk about our shirts right now or after I get a beer in me?
Get a beer in you. We'll talk about our shirts.
I saw this in the store and it was way too good not to get. This was also a back at the house brewery type of thing. After Milo's party, the Ellicottville Brewing Company from Little Valley, New York. You got to see this can. It says Philly Baseball Fan Zone. It's an IPA. It's 5%. There's nothing specific to Philly, but look at the caricatures on this thing.
That's pretty good. I don't like anything about Philly, so I don't like any of those people. But
I'm kind of mad at them for getting swept by the Yankees because I'm officially now scoreboard watching. Remember like 2 months ago, you're like, the Yankees. I'm like, no, we're not there yet. Oh, we're there. We're there.
Oh, I scoreboard watching May. My team's like fighting for a wild card spot. Me and Mike Simon have been scoreboard watching for a while.
Release the Kraken. Cheers, L'chaim.
Ooh, it smells like medicine. Oh, that's just tussin.
I could really dissect this. There's a Macho Man guy in this. There's a lot of great things on. There's one guy with like Philly colors, or as they would say, Philly colors on the back of it, hon.
What a chooch.
What a chooch. Zach, as far as our shirts, I got this out of my former fat kid stash that I couldn't get rid of. And when Julia was pregnant, I brought this home. Like, hey, if you want to wear this, it's nice and big. And she's like, no, I have my ex-boyfriend's to wear it. That was much more comfortable. You know,
I'm sure it is.
That's the commercial. But yeah. I got this forever ago at a hockey tournament. I found it to be so funny. I think I had like 3 or 4 different girlfriends that are like, yeah, you can ditch that shirt. It's really not that cute. I'm like, it is a hockey player who is very sad holding his girlfriend's hand. And it says, wifing it.
I still think he's wearing a cod piece in Payas.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, yeah. Never thought. Yeah, there it is. Cod piece, and he's got some Payas cooking down. All right, he's not bad.
I find it very funny. Why don't you tell everybody what you are wearing, young man?
I went to the Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, and Rancid concert yesterday at Citi Field. Now, I love all 3 of those bands because you were like one band, that goddamn little fishy Dory you put up there on the Facebook. But, yeah, that. But I hated all the shirts. I wanted a shirt that had all the bands on it. And as we're leaving, the Jamaican guy outside was selling, I can say Jamaican. Yeah, the
Milo and the Kings.
Yeah, one of the Kings was selling shirts that was perfect. It had all the bands on it, $20. I opened my wallet. All we had was 15, and we're off to the races. So I negotiated for this shirt. Green Day, Savior's Tour, Smashing Pumpkins, and Rancid with the Lindas, who we heard a minute of, whom a friend of mine said they're pretty much Crucial Taunt from Wayne's World, which made me laugh because just some Asian lady screaming. But yeah, the show was great.
So a family reunion for us.
For you, your house, yes. You live in the Linda Lindas. Hi, guys. But that's what I'm rocking. Yeah, it was a good show last night. Good times.
We need
Three
to talk
tall boys
about
on a Monday. Hello.
that'll get you there.
That'll get you there is right.
When you travel internationally, are you clever or smart enough to have different amounts of money in different pockets so you can haggle with the person and go, all I got is 12, man. They're like, all right,
I use the fifth pocket of jeans. I've got sock money. This is not my first rodeo. You have to have the exact amount and then the Hail Mary. To walk out and come get your amount of money. Don't go more than 2 pockets deep, or else then the dance is just too long. 2 pockets. If it won't go that deep, then you go to the change in the sock.
That being said, how many? But you didn't have any of this. You literally just had the 15, right?
I actually had 17 in a $2 bill, which makes 19, but he wasn't getting that.
I have so many $2 bills. You need to relax with this. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your $2 bills.
I wasn't giving it to him. If I'm going to give it to someone, it's going to have to be meaningful for good luck. I'm not giving it to the Milo or the King. Or your Milo either is not getting a $2 bill. That'll be more than his birthday present.
Episode 241. We're calling this one the Bald Eagle.
Is Chicago Seth eating it, or Chicago somebody, or whatever? What's his nuts?
Yeah, what's his tits? No, it actually was more of a, I do enjoy a good reference. I do enjoy a good nickname. And I heard a great story. It's not really Pishadoo worthy, but did you hear that the Senate now is making the bald eagle their official mascot or something, which
hasn't been for the last 200 years?
Right. Or why did they need a mascot? Are they playing intramural softball? Like, yeah. Didn't they try that a couple years ago and it didn't go so well for one of the senators? Shot. In the face.
You didn't get shot in the face. You got shot in the leg.
I'm pretty sure it was in the head.
Scalise? Gabby Giffords got shot in the head. Kicking the dick?
No. I'm not that sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I guess I'm going with a new nickname for one of somebody in my life. I was going to say somebody very important to me. I guess they are. But me? Zach, I had my parents come visit this weekend, and I will not bore anybody with any of the detail.
You prattled on for entire Sunday about this thing coming back from Costco with you sitting bitch behind your father eating ice, Milo sleeping, Julia driving a $200,000 car, and your mother telling stories. And we're off.
My father is one of those people who has 10 stories, 9 of them are terrible, and you've heard all of them 1,000 times. And somehow they always start going on, and I can't take it. Well, he's 72 now. I work with a lot of people that show advanced Alzheimer's, early onset dementia. It is something that I guess I'm kind of always on the lookout for. And we had a moment this past weekend where my spidey sense went off because we took Milo to get a haircut and we're sitting there in the barber.
Like a full-man job.
My parents wanted to come. It's their grandson. It's his 3rd haircut. So we're there. And out of nowhere, my dad turns to the barber and goes, "When I used to get my haircut when I was 5, there were monkeys in cages." And now
the barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois.
Hello. But the other thing, I don't know if you've ever experienced this with people with dementia, is they get real racist and very aggressive. So when he says that, and we're in a barbershop where it's definitely all white people, and I just thought to myself, I assume he's talking about black people. I thought this was some type of racist comment. Now I'm legit worried. I go, time out. I've known you for 41 years. I've heard all 9 of your stories. What the hell are you talking about? And he goes, there were monkeys when we used to get our hair cut. I'm like,
say more words. Say a lot more words. Expound.
He had nothing more to say. He had nothing more to offer other than I'm sitting there going like, all right, how do we figure this out?
That's also going to kick you in the dick because Scalise was shot in the hip. Check to the razor.
Continue. You said leg, hip, not leg.
Hip. Where is your hip? In your ass?
So it depends. Are we talking about the bone or the joint?
Who gives a shit? He was shot. Go on. Ball in.
So finally, my mom reaches out to my uncle and goes, when you guys were growing up, were there monkeys in cages when you were going to the barbershop? And my uncle was like, no, there's no. Oh, you know what? That sounds familiar. And we were all blown away.
What?
He looks it up online, and apparently there was this place that on Edmondson Village in Baltimore that you can Google online. They had live monkeys in cages when you got your haircut.
Amazing.
Zach, I heard this. And
I don't have that. Are they still there? We're going this weekend to get our haircut.
Well, I turned to him, and now I'm just irate when this story comes out. I said, how have you never mentioned this? And his response was, well, you never asked.
Fair. I might open with that no matter what the circumstances are. I got a haircut with a monkey watching you because I have. What about you? How's your day? Like, I still don't. I'm so confused. What, with the monkeys part of the barber shop? Was it a circus next door? Were they just wild Baltimore monkeys? Like, what's the deal?
I assumed they were pets back in the 60s at this barbershop.
What?
Less rules. Again, my father has cold opened to you before, and he led with a lot of material. How is this not his opener for everything? Or is it his closing bit?
This is better than Tough Guy from the Neighborhood. Well, that was very good.
I'm just saying, is this not the perfect? He goes up to you, he bores your pants off for 5 minutes, and then as you're like, all right, Mr. Snyder, I have other things to do today. And he goes,
his rope-a-dope, it would be
and he goes, hey, you want to hear about a time I had my haircut with monkeys in the background? You go,
yes.
Jenna, go get me a drink. I gotta hear the rest of it.
Cancel our 7 o'clock. I'm parking myself. It's insane.
It's pretty crazy.
Insanity.
It is. It's coconuts.
It is literally, or bananas. Did they have like cool names like Dr. Scissors or things like that?
I've given you every piece of information that I know,
and
it's so good, and it blew my mind.
How is that not the name of the episode? Monkey Barber.
Well, I was worried what that might say about us.
Fair. So there's that.
Moving on, I want to give you some props because you and I have texted a lot. We talked a ton, and I would never call you a compassionate person. Out of nowhere this weekend, the most sweet statement, hey, how did your parents meet? And the conversation goes from there.
I love shit like that. For me, it's like the Americans. What weird Est-style room did they find each other in? I didn't really care about the love story. I wanted to know what room put these two together. That's more. So it's more a social science experiment than because if you told me they met at a monkey barber, I'd have believed that too. So, yeah, okay, but continue.
Nothing. Blind date. Yada yada yada. Zach, you drop on me. My uncle met his aunt at a fishbowl party. Do you know that missed being the name?
Her there. They were married and they would go to the fishbowl parties.
Explain to people what a fishbowl party is. So,
well, you're of a certain type of person of means in a certain neighborhood, and there's not a lot to do, and you're married long enough time. You go to key parties where the men all drive their wives there. They all put their keys in a fishbowl. Wives pull various keys out. You have your party, and that's who you go home with. And whatever happens between consenting adults happens. But I don't really know the logistics of how your wife gets home the next morning, because eventually all these wives have to do the walk of shame. Or something. I don't know how it goes. Maybe IHOP or something. I never thought about that. The getting the other wife home.
There was an IHOP, but that's a really good point.
It was a Howard Johnson's in Rhode Island. So they grew up in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It was a tiny little portion outside of Providence. There's 40 Jews because there's 50 people in Rhode Island, and they all just buy each other's houses. So there's 6 streets that is Pawtucket. So I guess it was an easy walk home. But yeah, that's a key party, and apparently he's deceased, so Hershey or Harris Siegel would go to these things with wife. I don't remember her name.
Tanta?
Sure. Yeah, Tanta. And hilarity would ensue. I don't know if you show up at the party. I don't really know what the deal is.
But nowadays, you definitely would.
Got to be of some sort of looks. What if someone's 300 pounds, guy or girl? You just missed that night? You just had because you got to close because everyone else is closing. You can't just say no because it's rude. That's really not nice.
But isn't there standards of you have to vet the people that are coming?
I don't know. I don't get invited that often. I'm new to it. I don't even know how the wife gets home. I'm sure there's a manual, or I'm sure there's a rookie night, an amateur night.
I don't think it's that weird. We had a situation in college, which we can talk about off air, where it was the old switcheroo or maybe a bologna sandwich deal, and one of it was an on the spur of the moment night thing.
Bologna sandwich deal. Oh.
Yeah. And then the other one was the next day. It's like tit for tat. Literally, the person had to drive their girlfriend to the other person's house, drop them off, and then come back in an hour or two. And that's what happened.
It's a lot of driving. A lot of logistics. But
you don't know the people. I could tell you offline.
Yes, does Rosen Penis was in the key party team? No. Seattle South.
You don't know the people. Seattle South. You just married two people.
Monster.
Anyways, so that's it. That's all you got to say about this fishbowl?
What do you want? He was in his 50s or whatever. They're doing key parties in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I wasn't alive for these
when
things.
When he died, like when they cleaned out the house, did they find anything?
Just hotel keys with like the big feather, like the big doily thing on the bottom. Those things from the 90s. No, they found nothing. I don't know. I wasn't invited to the funeral.
See, I would have made this real fun where I wouldn't have had people put their actual keys. I would have did like souvenirs. And that way you can take it home as a memento. You'd have a little feather.
Jeter? Gift basket?
I'm too thoughtful. It's a crime. Take me away. What do you want?
I still think that for Jeter's last game, he should have given every woman over 18 a replica gift basket. Would have been incredible.
Just to lean into it. You know, he still denies to that day that ever happened.
He doesn't say that it didn't happen. He just doesn't say that it did. But apparently, the person who made them, and they were real nice, it was like baseball memorabilia and soaps and shampoos. And it was like a really lovely made basket. And he had like a closet full of them. Like, here, good effort on the way out. There you go.
Feeling quirky? Let's eat some jerky.
I got nothing if I'm going to go up against monkey barbers. How do you top that?
You need to rearrange some words in there. It's not monkey barbers.
Hit monkeys is just as bad. It doesn't matter. Anyway. So I think it was the night that we did it last. There was the prisoner exchange. I watched this at like midnight where they got off the tarmac and such, and Biden greeted them. It was a whole lovely thing. 3. Then they told me who they exchanged. Some like terrorist leader, and like for Brittany Griner, they gave up the Lord of War. We stink. Who's doing these negotiations? The minute I looked at Jen, I go, we need to get like Scott Boras to just do these prisoner things. All right, we're walking away. We're holding out. I'm going to free agency here. Get Drew Rosenhaus and Scott Boras in a room to do this thing. We would get a much better deal. We'd get all our guys back, or we give them a lesser criminal. Stink.
Or a criminal to be named later.
A criminal will be named later. Someone will commit a crime soon. This got me because it's genius, and I don't know how to make it happen, but So you sent me something over the weekend. I don't remember what it was, but I literally texted you laugh out loud alone. Like I was sitting on my couch and you wrote Lola. How do we make Lola into a thing? Which I thought would be the episode name. Like rolling on the floor, laughing, LOL, all those became things. Lola's better than all of them because usually when you LOL, you don't actually. No one actually laughs out loud. No. I cracked up alone. We could make it a thing. That was great.
But it's also, I will say to people, and I do mean to be a jerk, I'll say I LOL'd out loud, and people go, you know LOL means laugh out loud. I'm like, no. Because it doesn't have to be whether you're alone or not, which I do always say when I'm watching a sporting event and you stand up and scream in a room by yourself is a very different experience because I do find myself talking a lot more when I'm watching with other people. And the same thing when you see something funny and you start like chuckling. The hard part I'm finding is I start laughing at stuff that's not real funny. And Julia will be like, what was that? I'm like, you wouldn't get it. It's okay.
Just tell her. I just tell Jenna. And she goes, that's not funny. Okay. I don't even have that like you wouldn't find it funny. Here we go. This is what I think is funny. Here's a glimpse into who I am. Yeah, see, Lola, exactly. It's a thing. So we discussed on the last time team archery as a quirky, stupid sport.
Love it.
The stupidest, quirkiest sport that I watched an hour of. It came on. I was watching the golf. Which not going to be. Yeah, it came on after that. What is that?
Like the girl. Did you see the big bitches today where they were swinging the thing around and they go,
Yeah, I saw that. That was good. Have you ever seen the two-person dinghy sailing, two-man sailing? These diesel little Italians won by a mile. It is two guys on a boat that looks like it weighs 14 pounds. It looks like you lift it with one hand. This thing goes 1,000,000 miles an hour, and if you look at this, it gets blown off course completely, or you'll crash into something else. These guys are walking. They have special shoes for it, walking at a perpendicular to the water and steering this thing. And then when they go against the wind, they have to like put the sail down. And when they go downwind, they let the big sail out, and these guys just fly.
Is this where the guy was hanging off the boat the one time? I saw something.
The whole thing was them hanging off the boat. Yeah, like that.
And he was gyrating, right?
There's some gyration, and they move a lot, and like one wrong turn, and your head just flies off. It was breathtaking. They go a billion miles an hour. Oh,
I just know you said a 2-person dinghy, 2 men. You and I Google very different things on the hub.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. But it gets you to the same place. So there's that. What else did I have on here? Tadpole water. You know about tadpole water?
The scent?
Yeah, it is how the new Gen Z people are losing weight. It's not actually tadpole water. Honestly, I'd rather drink the water from the Seine. It is like chia seed, lemon. 20-somethings are pouring this concoction, and especially it's shredding excess fat.
I brought this up forever ago in a Pishadoo candidate.
Did
forever ago? Yeah, I brought it because it's basically you just shut your brains out.
I don't know about all that. Pitbull bought the Florida International Stadium. This is Pitbull Stadium. That's incredible.
For $1.2 million, which I thought to myself, like, that is really low.
Really low.
Because I was going to turn that into a what stadium would we buy? Like, if you win the lottery, I didn't know I could name a stadium for 1.2. I thought it would be a lot more.
A lot more, I thought.
Like Towson University, I would 100% name like Dick and Balls University Stadium. Like, why not?
Robin Snyder Gym. Man, only for tough guys from the neighborhood and the Bee Monkeys lining that place. Just whatever you want. It's incredible. I mean, how are we not opening with RFK admitting to dumping a dead bear in Central Park? And
I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Where are you getting the bear? Where are you getting the bear? I don't believe it.
Bear guy. He's RFK too. We don't have a bear guy, but he's going to key parties as a bear guy. But he broke the story on the Roseanne Barr show or podcast. Yeah. She's terrific too. And the fact that those two, that should be the Kennedy Barr. You got my vote. I'm in.
I believe in you can't be canceled. Like, I really, really, truly believe that anybody that's Roseanne might be one of the few where just never recovered from the cancellation.
She'll be fine. She's doing her thing now. This got me excited. Larry David's Curb Your Enthusiasm could get a spin-off. Leon might be getting his own show.
It wasn't this discussed. Come on.
No, we said he should do it. Now it might be happening. They're listening to us, potentially.
We willed this into the ether, is what.
I think so.
It's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible, right? You need a straight man. You need a straight man. He's too crazy.
They'll figure it out. Hero Dad of 3. Now, this is a what would you do? Hero Dad of 3 killed by a 16-foot crocodile after saving wife.
No.
Yeah,
well, exactly. I was going to say, Dad, I thought you were going to put up my little guy. I was like, no.
Little guy, maybe. Saving wife. I don't know. And the crocodile is huge. You saved Julia. Milo's good.
No, it would have been like one of those selective hearings like, what? I can't hear you.
I don't even know you. Why are you doing this to me? I don't know about all that. I mean, love her to death.
What would you do?
Exactly. How much Snoop Dogg gets for going to the Olympics and hanging out?
He's on my list.
$500 million a day to like dress like a dressage, a horse racer or whatnot.
I thought you were about to sink a submarine. He's my number one Pishadoo candidate.
Just for being himself, or
there's more.
We'll get to it. He makes $500,000 a day plus expenses, which is just his weed bill. It's got to be out of control.
Oh,
what a second act this guy has had.
It's longer than that. Do you know why Snoop Dogg always has an umbrella on him?
Go on.
Faux drizzle.
That's pretty good.
It's terrible.
Pretty good. Okay. Feds must return spear to the horned helmet of the horned helmet to the January 6th riot or the QAnon shaman. So you're getting your spear and helmet back. Yeah, the federal government made that they have to return his spear and helmet. What? Why? Cool. Enjoy your spear and helmet. Good for him. Getting it back. More Olympic stuff. What?
More Olympic stuff? I said we're taking it back.
Yeah,
it was a Quirks 2 reference.
Swimmer Lana Alonso responds to accusations that she was booted from the Olympic Village due to inappropriate conduct. Inappropriate conduct was that she was dressing too provocatively, apparently, and being a distraction, and then she went to like Euro Disney.
Oh,
that's what she looks like.
Oh, I saw this. She wants anything she wants. I thought she got in trouble for leaving the village or something.
To go to Euro Disney.
Yeah,
and she put the rings right on the tan line. This girl's got it going on.
Oh,
fantastic! Sticking with hot Olympians, or no, just hot people. Sorry. Model blasts budget airline for refusing to serve free water. Now, water should be free in general. They were charging on Jetster Airlines.
Never heard of it.
Nobody has. But, honestly, how are they not giving her whatever the hell she wants? Free anything. Pretzels.
Now, if she was in the crocodile pit, I'm saving her either way, whether we're married or not.
If I could land her, I can land another version of her.
Oh, that's your thought on it?
Yeah. If I'm the guy who's got her, let the crocodile eat her. Let him go out happy.
There has to be something wrong with this girl that she's with you.
Yeah, so there's probably no smoke show with huge tits who's a little bit off in the head. I'll find her. Found one. I'll kick my coverage there. This bothered me because I think it delayed my commute. MTA worker slashed himself, faked an attack so he could take summer off. Did it for love. What an asshole. So I think this delayed all the trains that day. They said he was attacked and slashed, and he did it himself to get summers off. Though.
Yeah, the problem was there's cameras everywhere. He's an idiot. I saw that. I was like, what a dumbass.
John Kruk unknowingly texted George Brett for a year.
Who did he think he was?
He didn't know. So it was he was texting this guy. They wanted to meet up. They were talking about things related to baseball during the pandemic, and it was some guy named George, and he got his number, and it turned out that they were joking about all kinds talking about bowel movements, and they were talking about all nonsense.
No idea who it was.
No clue. And they go to meet up. It's George Brett, dying laughing.
That's funny.
And for me, Italian gymnast Giora Villa is sponsored by cheese.
Cheese. Yeah, with the pictures on the cheese.
Cheese. Smoke show,
Well, she's sponsored by is Rita Reggiano.
Yes.
It is. It's like a Parma Rita Reggiano.
That's quite the reason. Ron Catch should be so lucky that's his Rita Reggiano. She's pretty good.
Very nice.
So that's what I've got as my candidates and etc. Lola.
Hey, Zach, what you watching?
We are watching. We're knee deep into The Gentleman still, and Toop Man Dingy. The Gentleman's good. I like it. It's getting me there. And Hot D is very cold D. So there was a lot of back in the day, like Sophia Loren, huh? Anyway, so she's an Italiano. So anyway, what happened on this last episode of Hot D? They talked a lot, and she went to a nice vista, looked out, and rolled credits. See you in a year and a half.
Yeah, the best part of that was it was literally the end of the second Lord of the Rings. It was oh my god, this is about to be, and then wait, that's it? We're going to the fight, it just doesn't happen?
I looked at Jenna and exactly said that. The fuck was that?
So here's why you're wrong. Have you not seen 9 seasons of Thrones content? The piece is always the penultimate episode. Yeah, the season finale is not.
My problem is I watched it in 3 months. So the fuck that. All right, great. Good, penultimate. Let's keep going. Keep on cruising.
It'll just be that much better when it comes back. And that being said, you know what I have heard? This season wasn't supposed to be 8 episodes. This was stretch it out to a couple of more. It was supposed to have 2 more. So they didn't make this as a season finale. That being said, I'm not going to argue if it was good or is not, but I purposely waited to tell another story from this weekend about this. I think you'll like this analogy. In 2024, I do get asked a lot of questions about my son. What if he turns out to be gay? What if he turns out to be transgender? What if he wants to be, and they say a million different things. And Zach, I've told you, and my response is always, as long as he's not a Steelers fan, I could not care less. And I told this story to my mom this weekend, and she then goes with well, he has Steelers blood. And I went, wait, what in the shit? Is he a Targaryen? What does this mean? She goes, well, don't you know that which I did know this. I guess I just never really put it together. My Zadie is born and raised in Pittsburgh, and we had to do the math, and my Zadie was in Pittsburgh when the Steelers were there. Milo has Targaryen blood. He could end up being a Steelers fan by blood proxy.
Does he look the part? Is he blonde? Like Terry Bradshaw?
Nothing about his.
He's a Targaryen.
It definitely is, but nothing about his blood. But I made that joke, and of course it goes a million miles over my mother's head. But I just kind of thought to myself, that's pretty clever. I'll save that for you. But it is basically he's only 3 generations removed from a diehard Steeler. So I am.
Zadie's a diehard?
No, not a diehard Steeler. I guess I not my mom, it was my mom's dad, but maybe Die Hard was a little much. I actually don't know if he likes sports. I'd have to look into that. I know he liked eating. What's his downfall?
His downfall?
I mean, 49 heart attack? Not great.
That's your genes? Better live, baby, live.
Dude, he was a big guy. Big guy.
I've seen bigger.
Pishadoo of the week. I got 11 terrible candidates, but let's make this roll. Candidate number 1, as you brought up Snoop Dogg, I saw this as a part of judo where they renamed some move a Snoop Dogg, which it wasn't that far away from being called something like that. Anything. It's called like the OG, that they just took 2 Japanese words that was like the Ola Gadada, and they're calling it the OG, which is, I guess they're going after Snoop Dogg. They gave him a honorary judo black belt. An honorary black belt in martial arts and $1 will do what for you, Zach?
Get you $1 and get you killed in a street fight.
It does nothing for you. It's not, like when you get these honorary degrees from a university. Okay, cool. It's something.
So mad about that cat.
It's a lot of people that get stupid honorary degrees and give a little speech and get paid for it. But hey, Snoop Dogg, you have an honorary black belt. You will get murdered all day, every day. It does not matter. I think it's one of those things that's just really stupid. It bothered me a lot.
Zoe's earned her belt. I like Zoe's chances in a fight against Snoop Dogg.
I would agree with that. Candidate number 2. I have a 93-year-old patient right now.
Color war right now.
93-year-old patient, super sweet guy, not doing great. And he was telling me the other day, he makes pizza from scratch. And we're talking makes the dough, rolls it out, puts the sauce, puts the cheese in the oven, pizza stone. And I found it really endearing and cute. But my other thought was, buddy, you don't got a lot of time, man. It's time just like get it DiGiorno, dude. You got other stuff to do.
Yeah, it's not bad. Huh.
Didn't say it, but I was thinking.
Maybe he doesn't have anything else to do. Just watch Matlock and eat pizza. It could be worse.
I feel like when you start doing percentage, I don't know how many days this guy actually has, but he is spending a large amount of his days making pizza and not getting paid for it. It just felt like you could be doing something else.
Money?
No, he's making it for himself.
You for free.
Next candidate. I didn't hear about this guy anything more than Jules Bauer Boyer.
Green banana joke is the best thing I've heard all day. I'm sorry, Ron Cat. That's fantastic.
What did he say?
He's so old, he doesn't even buy green bananas. That's incredible.
There's some truth to that, dude.
I like a little tart.
Jules Boyer. He is the French diver, swimmer, whatever. Did you see the controversy with this guy where I'm just going to go ahead and start calling him Le Big Cock? Did you see the
whole guy? Yeah.
Holy. And then Julia today tells me about some pole vaulter who just got sponsored because he has such a massive dong.
Yeah.
Now, are they
the Algerian women's boxer? But that's besides the point.
She doesn't have a dong. She has a chromosome. Big difference. Also, the amount of people I heard talking about that this past week, and they called it a chromosome. I'm like, this isn't the red zone. I don't know what you guys are thinking. But, Zach, are these guys, these French guys, they lost. They have problems because of their goods, or are they the ultimate winners? Because gold medalists are remembered for 5 seconds. This guy will forever be the biggest dick, literally, in France.
Yeah, he could be doing le pornography. Like, the guy can just be crushing it. Yeah, he's doing just fine.
There was a woman, 112 years old. I want to say she's from New York, who stands at a towering 4'5", who has made it this long and is revealing her secret to longevity. It is never get married, never have kids.
Genius.
No, right?
Genius.
Who's taking care of her? I don't know.
This advice 10 years ago or 15 years ago when I got married.
Oh, I saw that. I did watch a little bit of the basketball game on Saturday, and there was something that drove me nuts. And I don't think I see this very often, but there was some idiot sitting behind Team USA's bench wearing a Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors jersey, but it was backwards, and it said Durant 35 on the front. And
that's really dumb.
Right? What is he doing?
Those Sebchka jerseys, incredible. The Jokic Shebka, great. There's like a J in there.
We did that a lot back in the day with Ovechkin. You could see a decent amount of Russian Ovechkin jerseys going around. And then there's always some cockeyed letter in there.
Yeah. Like, I've never seen that in Serbia with a J in it before, though. That's new for me.
I've had more time playing on the Instagram these days, and I keep getting these ads for games or apps that you can play. I got a couple tonight where I was all about Roller Coaster Tycoon back in the day.
Can you get me into that Instagram thing? I'm locked out.
What are you talking about?
I requested to be on the Mad Athletes thing.
Be patient. Be patient.
Are you the administrator? Could you send him a DM? Let my guy in.
I think, you know what? I'll do it. If I get kicked out, I'm going to be really mad. But tell me that picture I sent you wasn't great.
It was fantastic. Well, get him on this fine program and let us hype his site.
So I got
the whole thing is just that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fantastic.
But video and better. Yeah, it's really good. I brought this up. Zach, I got this ad for an app where you can run your own nightclub. And like, I didn't download it, but I kind of watched the preview. It's like literally Roller Coaster Tycoon, but you build a nightclub, you hire a bouncer, there's drink specials. I'm going, who the fuck wants to play a game like this? This is terrible.
People in Miami. And everybody at Pitbull Stadium is me playing that.
I saw one even for a comedy club. It's basically Roller Coaster Tycoon, build your own comedy club, upgrade the posters, do this. I said, who gives a crap about
Hire Mark Maron at the door? Like, what else do you do? Ding up Mitzi Shore?
Nice reference. You know who she is. Good for you.
Wally's mom.
More than that in some circles.
In some circles, huh?
I got a Facebook friend suggestion. Somebody that you know. Let's call him Ronnie Q. Will maintain his integrity. Now, he looks pretty big. He may have superhuman strength, if you know what I'm trying to say. But his Facebook picture is him holding a Heineken 0.0. Like, that's a cool thing.
Be nice to him.
Okay. I said he might be a very special individual in your life. And I don't want to...
in my life, yes, not like special by the county, but no, he's just we'll talk about why he's great.
Okay, that either means he had a drinking problem or he's got a chromosome problem. One of the two.
But and he just lost like both his parents in like a month. So just easy, good fella.
You have to listen to this. All right, I did talk about our stadium that we're naming as Dick and Balls. The stadium we're going to be sponsoring, Towson University Dick and Balls Stadium. This is relevant.
What did Towson do to you?
I don't know. They weren't great. But anyways, so fantasy football's coming around and I got to start paying dues for leagues. And everybody, like one of my leagues, the guy always goes, send me your money and write your favorite Bruce Willis movie. And you're like some people are insane about what you're sending on Venmo. Like they're going to be taking down. Exactly.
She was a cog.
Jules Boyer. But people think that the government is coming after you for your $30 entry fee in a fantasy football league. I got news for you. They couldn't care less. So I decided to get crazy with it. So
I Harris Walls America.
I wrote Cock and Balls 2024, put my number in, hit enter. Venmo rejects it and goes, your title might be inappropriate. I'm like, you soft app. But come on. I can't write anything. It's a private request. That really bothered me.
Well, I would be more okay if they said your title is inappropriate. Might be inappropriate. It's up for debate now. You want to discuss this with Venmo? All right. So what? You take your side. I'll take mine. Let's go.
Candidate number 9. Did you see Danny Dimes got into a big fight during practice the other day with Giants and Lions, and one of his guys was on the ground and got pushed and got tackled, and then he jumps in. You know, I do understand sticking up for your guys, but maybe, and I think you would understand this 100%. In the sport of football, when you have one guy making a decent amount of money, what's the cap? 340, and he's making $40 million.
Yeah.
He goes down, the whole season's over. Pack your bags. There's the door.
I lived that last year as a Jet fan. So
quarterbacks need to be wrapped in bubble wrap, and you can stick up for your boy on Instagram. The fact that he got involved in a fist fight and anything could have happened. I mean, don't get me wrong. I only wish bad things for him and his team. It just seems so stupid, so dumb.
It's pretty dumb, but his teammates must love him now.
Great. You know what? Okay, very, very nice. And if he would have had an injury, then your whole season's ruined, and for a lot of people. Anyway, that's that. Next candidate, more sports, getting really good, silver medal. Why he admitted this is probably the Pishadoo, but Orlando Zeus Brown came out and said how much he's grown as a player and matured. And when he came into the league, he was interviewed by Marvin Lewis with the Bengals, who asked him one of those weird questions, what is the capital of Spain? And he responded, Portugal. The story was told by him as a way of showing that he's grown. But I'm like, I would never. This guy had graduated college. Like, you don't repeat that ever. This guy went to a college.
What college did he go to?
I don't know. His dad was the guy that punched the referee. Remember that forever ago? So I heard that and I was like, that is insane. Insane. My number one, I guess it's not going to beat this, but the Orioles are in Toronto tonight. Dude, I added this right before the show and not growing weight as far as I can see. And we're watching this game and Julia calls out before I can see it. But behind the pitcher and the catcher, it says like Casamigos. And I'm like, all right, it's a nice black advertisement. And then they do like a zoom in on the person and the thing behind them is green. And Julia goes, oh my God, that green screen is terrible. I go, that's not a green screen. And then they go back to like the regular shot. And well, the umpire's head is missing. And the players are glowing like they ate plutonium for lunch because this green screen is so terrible.
Mr. Burns in The Simpsons.
Now I can't unsee it. I'm sitting there watching it. And then when the Blue Jays were up, the guys were glowing in blue. Why do they have this green screen? Just have one of those things where it just rolls the advertisement.
I like that old one.
Zach, I'm watching this tonight, and like you can see a green outline. The catcher catches the ball, and his arm disappears like every third pitch because of this green screen. It's insane.
And that's worse than Portugal?
I mean, I don't want to make fun of the guy. He was a Raven for a minute. Snoop Dogg gets an honorary judo belt. Patience making his own pizza shouldn't be buying green bananas. Jules Boyer, French, Le Bécoq, 112-year-old. Her secret to life: no wife, no kids. You got a guy wearing a backwards Durant jersey, running a club as an app to play on. No, thank you. Ronnie Q. That guy's awesome. He should win awards.
He's a really nice guy.
Venmo blocking the titles of what I'm allowed to send. Danny Dimes throwing punches. Orlando Browns thinks Portugal is the capital of Spain. And it really bothers me. The green screen that is ruining my experience of watching my Orioles.
Yeah, so the team, but
not wrong.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the Portugal. That's terrible. They'll admit that. By the way, I love that they're asking them non-football questions. What do they care? He could have said Greenland. What's the difference? Can he kill you on the field? Go do it. It's the guy in the program who like can't study but like knows everything, and then he gets injured, and it's the most sad part of the movie.
Boozer Daddy, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing this. Zach, R.I.P. to the inventor of tiramisu, Robert Lalilingawada. Do you know what I always say about tiramisu? Bitches love tiramisu because women love it, and you'll never see a guy order it.
Do they love it?
Everyone. They love it.
And rest in peace to the not Billy Bean. The
straight one?
No, he's still alive. Straightish.
We out.